Back to News Channel 3. It's no illusion the 76th Magic Get-Together is coming to West Michigan next week. The event brings hundreds of magicians and illusionists to Colon for classes, workshops, and even performances. And here to tell us more is BJ Mallon, a magician with Abbott's Magic in Colon. BJ, good morning to you.
Good morning.
So you're a magician. The first question I want to ask you is how many tricks do you know?
Oh, just a couple.
Just a couple? And do you have some with you that you could show us this morning?
Sure. Actually, it's an early morning appearance, and I had a little bit of trouble sleeping last night. I couldn't get a card out of my mind.
Me too.
Yeah. What, were you thinking of a card?
No, actually, I was thinking I had to get up at 3 a.m., but close.
Well, it's a little bit earlier than I got up, but still, it's kind of early. Anyway, I thought I had basically a premonition about a card. I took a card out of this deck, I turned it upside down, I put it back in the deck. There's an upside down card in this deck. Could you just go ahead and name a card?
Black ace.
A black ace, like clubs or spades?
Let's do spades.
That's a very common card. Are you sure you want to go with the ace of spades?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Somewhere in this deck should be an upside down card.
There it is. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's crazy.
It's the first time that's worked again.
Good for you. Well, BJ, there's a lot going on in Colon, and I want you to tell us all about this event that's being described as Las Vegas coming to Mayberry.
Right.
Would you agree with that?
Totally. Colon is basically Mayberry. It's a very small town. We've only got about 11 to 1,200 people or so that live there year-round. We live in a different time zone. It's the 1950s, and we get magicians from all over the world that come to our small town for these 4 days. We have 4 evening shows each night. They are Vegas quality, and they're world quality actually. And
there's lots of performers then coming from all over the globe, and you're predicting how many people coming to Colon?
We get about 1,000 or so people by the time everything is said and done that come. It literally doubles our town's population overnight.
So the magicians during the day, they're going to workshops and classes. What are they learning?
Well, they're learning various things. The first day there's a lecture from Scott, Alexander, and Puck, 2 magicians you may have seen on America's Got Talent. They're going to be talking about modernizing the classics. Jeff McBride, a world-class master magician, will be lecturing on Thursday on various things with just the art of magic and presenting it better. Saturday, Denny Haney is doing a lecture on the egg bag, a whole lecture on just one trick. So,
wow.
Yeah, it's boring if you don't like magic.
Who doesn't like magic?
Well, right, exactly. That's why we encourage everybody to come. But
so for the non-magicians, people who just want to come and check out all the fun stuff going on, that starts at 8 o'clock every night, right? A big row of street musicians.
The big show is at 8 o'clock, but there's stuff going on all day long. If you're a non-magician but you like magic, I would encourage you to come, in the middle of the day. Come and sit down and have lunch at one of our local restaurants. There's going to be magicians in there. Look for the guys with the Abbott Magic badges on. They're registered for the convention. They didn't get enough attention as kids. They'll do a trick for you. And then we've got shows that happen at the Abbott plant itself, the little magic shop. 2 different shows a day, and then the evening show at 8 o'clock, yeah.
Now, this festival started back in the 1930s. Can you give us some history as to how it all began?
Sure. 1934 was the year Abbott's Magic actually opened up, and also the year we held our first get-together. Percy Abbott was an Australian magician, and he came to our town at the invite of Harry Blackstone Sr., a famous magician who lived in our town in the 20s. Abbott fell in love with a local girl and decided to move to Colon. Together, Blackstone and Abbott started the Blackstone Magic Company. That didn't last. In 1933, December of 33, Abbott's wife found out she was pregnant. They didn't want to raise a kid traveling around, so he decided to open up another magic shop. He advertised a vanishing shot glass. We were one of the only businesses in the world built on a shot glass and not destroyed by one. And he opened the doors to the Abbott Magic Company in 1934, held the first get-together that September, kind of modeled it after a festival he had been to in Columbus, Ohio, the Magi Festival. We've been doing it almost every year since. We just missed a few years due to little things like World War II.
Yeah, just a small event, right?
Yeah.
BJ, thank you very much for joining us this morning. It sounds like a wonderful festival.
We'll see you in Colon.